I wanted to do a quick review of books. If you are a beginner, Janina Renee, Tarot for the New Generation. This is a very good book. Kenner's Complete Guide, Simple Fortune Telling with Tarot Cards. This is also a good book. This and this can be had at your local half-price bookstore if they have them in stock for like $5 each. Simple, great thing to get. This book for beginner covers the card's meaning, so you have the Knight of Wands, the different kinds of cards, the Waite, Llewellyn, Crowley decks, and then it tells the divination meanings and keywords, reverse keywords, timing and dates, and things like that. Overall, this is a pretty good book for beginner. Tarot for a New Generation does basically the same thing, but I think it does it a little better. It'll cover like the Four of Cups. It'll have a whole history of it. Talk about behavior, contemplation, emotional ties, health, home life, personalities, and romance when this appears in the spread. So both these are good beginner books. There's also another beginner book, or kind of a history book, called Mystical Origins of the Tarot. This is a wonderful book, and it does give the original meanings of some of the cards. It has lots of pictures and talks about, the different trumps and the minors and what all they mean and things like that. So Mystical Origins is also a good book. Now, everybody in the world is going to recommend Pollock, which is awesomeness. First one is 78 Degrees of Wisdom. 1 is the majors, trumps. 2 is the minors. I think the majors was better succinctly described in here in her newer book, Tarot Wisdom. You can get this almost at any bookstore. And you can also get it at Half Price Books, which I found this one for $7, which is a steal considering the sheer massive size of it. And it goes through every trump in amazing detail, many pages, like 5 or 6 pages per detail. And you get, every possible version, glance, history, everything of every trump. And then a very brief description when the minors come around. So this is kind of a necessity. I think the Tarot Wisdom by Pollock is a necessary book, must have. If you've ever been interested in reading tarot at all, this will give you more information than you could possibly put into your head. Her minor arcana, I think, is much better than the major book, and it is a little thicker. It does have some interesting meanings and different stuff. It seems like it's just better written than the first book. So this is also a good one you can pick up at your local half-price books for like $4. For just weird and unusual translations of the cards, Nancy Shevick's book, she has a 3-set. The Tarot, there's a second one that's on the way, and Mastering the Tarot, Traveling the Royal Road. The first one is like unusual looks at all the minor cards. And she has some really interesting ideas. It really kind of opens your mind to, wow, I didn't even think about that kind of deal. But the Tarot is a very good book. It's small. This was $2 at the Half Price Books. A very good book to pick up. Nancy Shevick, all her stuff is awesomeness. Now, this is her third book called Traveling the Royal Road. And what she does in here is she has different spreads and then gives her personal interpretations of the card from within the spread for this particular reading and for this particular spot in the reading. For example, here's your hopes and dreams. They have the Chariot card. So she kind of analyzes what this means in the reading and in this particular slot in the spread. And I think this is extremely helpful to me. It was like 175 pages. But this is like, if you ever wondered how some tarot readers get 2 to 3 paragraphs, from a card that's just sitting in the spread, this is kind of gives you an idea of how she came to that. So it covers multiple tarot readings. Here's reading 1. She uses the Grand Cross. She tells like the Ace of Cups right here is a new present environment, and she tells like a complete history of what that means and what each card in each slot means. Again, this is excellente. if you are at a point to where you kind of know the meanings, but you're just not sure how to read and combine them in a spread, Traveling the Royal Road by Nancy Shavik is your book. This is spectacular for the intermediate, and this was like $3, just a steal. You can go to abebooks.com and find all these books for like $4 or $5 online, shipped to you if you cannot find this at your half-price bookstore. I'm talking all the books. So the Tarot, Traveling the Royal Road, this other one, Tarot Wisdom, the 78 Degrees, all these are super cheap online on abebooks.com. It's like a used bookstore, but everything's like $1, $2. They ship it to you for an extra $2. It's awesome. All right. This one's called Tarot for Love and Relationships. I have like 4 books on love and relationships. I don't like any of them except for this one. And this one looks kind of cheesy. And with a half-price sale at the half-price books, this only costs $4. Tarot for Love and Relationships by Eleanor Jacobi. And the reason that I say that I like this so much is, and you can see this is the only book in my entire inventory that I've highlighted because it's so cool. She gives very specific relationship meanings to this stuff. So the Five of Cups, for example, is living together has become colorless. And then she goes on more and more and more. And then she goes into, if you're in a solid relationship and this comes up, then what that means to a solid relationship. In addition, it has these. And then it goes into the reversals. So in a solid relationship and in a reversal as well. So it's a short book. It's only like about 140 something pages long. But it's just, I mean, really opened my eyes to completely different interpretations of the cards, and it uses a standard Rider-Waite stuff, but the interpretations in a spread for the cards. And in the back, once she's done pretty much explaining what all the cards mean, you have card reading. So she'll do 5, 6 card reading, and she has a spread that's unique, and goes into what the cards mean in that spread. So this is a very cool book. I think if you're intermediate and you're wanting a little more juice out of the cards, and you do have a lot of people that ask about love and relationships, this book will just open your eyes and make you see a whole new realm of what cards mean in spreads, in my opinion. Now, if you go on to intermediate as well, I think you need this book. And I couldn't find this used, so I had to buy this full price for like $12. It's Tarot Decoded, and it covers dignities and correspondences. It's by Elizabeth Hazel. And this thing is outstanding. It covers things like, what does this card mean, numerologically in the spread? What does 3, 4s in the spread mean? Or what does this card mean when it's in the spread with another card? Or, you know what I'm saying? So it has different graphs and things where, they cover astrological stuff for the cards, and the different combos about cards and dignities, different kinds of dignities, and has exercises in here for you to do as well. Covers modal dignities as well, so fixed versus mutable versus cardinal signs, and explains what the signs are, where it be fixed, cardinal, and mutable, and exactly the modality of where they go and what they all mean. So it also covers things like the Three of Wands, for example, is Sun and Aries based, so it goes from 20 degrees Sun or 20 degrees Aries or whatever, and just the different types of what this means. And in the examples that Elizabeth covers, she has like these 3 cards, and then she'll go into what they all mean. For example, what in the 4 of Pentacles, what does a sun sign mean to that particular card in that particular position, and what the modalities will affect the card in addition to the person, so there's plenty of examples and plenty of good stuff. And again, this is intermediate, maybe to advanced book, but if you're looking for card combos, what they mean, if you're looking to literally take your readings to the next level, Tarot Decoded is the place to go. This is just absolutely awesome. Anyway, that's just a quick review of a couple of books that I liked.